Hello, welcome to today's video. Today's video is about, first and foremost, the great Marcus Aurelius, who was the late emperor of the Roman times, about 150 AD, 130 AD, in that period. Marcus Aurelius was known to be mostly a wise man who's written the book called Meditations, which truly is only his own personal journal published because people saw the profundity of his words, of his thoughts, of his understandings of the world, and how they, to me and a lot of other people, inspire a lot of courageous action and really almost, like, to plainly speak, help you live a better life. And I want to share some of that wisdom with you because this wisdom I read not too long ago, and I just had to say something because it's profound. I have it right in front of me, so I will read it out to you, but allow a quick pause because there's a lot of wind and interferences outside, so give me politely a minute or two here. If I can pause. So, what I have to read goes like so. If you have the book, it's on page 48, and it's entry 49A, as all of his, entries were, numbered. But, and I quote, "It's unfortunate that this has happened. No, it's fortunate that this has happened and I've remained unharmed by it, not shattered by the present or frightened of the future. ... Does what's happened keep you from acting with justice, generosity, self-control, sanity, prudence, honesty, humility, straightforwardness, and all the other qualities that allow a person's nature to fulfill itself? Question mark. So remember this principle when something threatens to cause you pain. The thing itself was no misfortune at all. To endure it and prevail is a great good fortune." End of quote. Resilience, in spite of times which may seem bad, shows how strong you are, and is a good quality to have. If I used to study positive psychology in college, it was just a course that I did, an elective. And in that course, resilience was actually a marker of good positive psychology. It is the foundation of having a good life, essentially. And it's funny how before even that whole psychology system stemmed, Marcus was already preaching about it way back when. Not saying that Marcus was the all-father of positive psychology, but understanding that peace is almost like cultivated through, the essence, is something which changes the whole game. Understanding that your true self comes from digging deeper, just as Marcus did with his book, just writing down and whatnot, is cool to see that he authentically kind of just found within himself. And I guess the bridge between positive psychology and that is not so, planned, but more just kind of like random. It's almost cool to me, just looking at it and then knowing the experiences that I've had, seeing that, like, you can create your own best self just by simply writing words down. And I think that's cool myself, because I do some journaling myself. So, if you don't journal. But I think the core message together is not journal, but that, going through these tough times, these unfortunate times, makes you stronger. And it only makes you stronger if you remain almost moral and virtuous throughout the process, which ultimately is the end goal. You don't want to go through a process and remain bitter throughout the whole thing and to complain and to whine about it. That doesn't build the essential, let's say, background processes that cultivate, a good life. That helps cultivate maybe a life woven with lower emotions and lower impulses. And I mean, at the end goal, I don't think that's a life that you ultimately want to live. I guess, the cherry on the top is remaining virtuous through the hardships and struggles, which ultimately will come your way. Will come your way. And I mean, these things that will come your way will disturb you. They're gonna cause a ruckus. They're gonna trigger your neuroses, your neurotic, angering responses, and you may be inclined to unleash your wrath upon it and show him who's Lord, but that's not necessarily always the most best way to go. Sticking through it with the goodness in which you have in your body, wherever it is, whether it's your mind keeping yourself together or your heart, or maybe it's both, or maybe you walk or jog or do whatever, to keep yourself aligned. Like, these are the qualities in which, if you repetitively do in times of strife, will give you the strength to endure even more tougher times, if so be it so. But ultimately will bridge you to the gap of being a brighter and better person throughout the long term, throughout the rest of your entirety of your life. And that is something that you cannot underlook. That's something which is congratulated. That's something which was seen thousands of years ago to be true by a Roman emperor, may I mind you again. So, really, what I'm trying to say, don't be so disturbed, or don't not try to be your best by using your lower qualities, but try to be your best by using your highest qualities. And highest simply means, I guess, just using morals and virtues, these straightforwardness and the generosity and the honesty, not the anger and the manipulation and the, I don't even know what to say. I mean, you could probably find some words to fit in that place of lower emotions and things and whatnot, but finding the right motivator to become better, perhaps, is the best way to go, to move forward. Move forward in a way which creates more enlightenment instead of destruction in its path. And it's, I guess, in what, like in the past, like the past, you want good things to be have said, not just from other people, but also yourself, because you remember what you do via memories. Though ultimately, I guess what I'm really trying to get to is that, even in times where unfortunate things happen, remain or hold a space within yourself that can see it for fortune. Because the fortune is the temple in which you build, which is yourself. And I've seen this to be true so many times in my life, where the world has tested me. And honestly, I was getting, just like mad at people, or mad at myself, perhaps, though not too often. It's usually just outside external triggers that really kind of set me off. Though in those times where I think, oh, I'm so unfortunate, oh, these things only happen to me, oh, this, oh, that, holding that space within myself and remembering the things in which I've practiced, which is my honesty, straightforwardness would describe me quite well. And just sticking to, like, I guess, the highest truth of what I could muster and which I keep within myself is ultimately the shining light which will make your life in the long run better. Keyword in the long run, because it takes time if you haven't cultivated that self within you to shine and provide that light for you in the dark times. And even if you have and you still do, I mean, this is a reminder to keep on doing it because it will always pay off. The good and the high that you set for yourself will always pay off. And I mean, I'm just a reminder. I am just another folk speaking it to you, just so you don't forget, because it's key to remember. It's always key to remember. Now, without further ado, I've yapped your ear off for 11 minutes and 7 seconds, so I feel as though I have to go, or it's just a good time to close. I thank you for sticking through. Truly, I do. If you would kindly like and subscribe, I would kindly be very appreciative of that. And I will talk to you again. See you.